Welcome to our channel. This is Pavitra from Nepali NAATI CCL. In this video, I'm going to cover briefly on marking criteria of NAATI CCL, NAATI CCL exam structure, tips and tricks to pass NAATI CCL test, note-taking skills, which is very important skill you need to inculcate in order to ace the test, and lastly, how to book your test. In brief, I'll give you a briefing of NAATI CCL, what it is all about. NAATI stands for National Accreditation Authority for Translators and Interpreters, whereas CCL stands for Credentialed Community Language. Nepali NAATI CCL is basically an interpreting examination. Nepali NAATI test is a test that examines the candidate's understanding of Australian society. This test determines a candidate's level of accuracy while translating and interpreting in English and language other than English, that's Nepali in our case. NAATI CCL test is the easiest test from where you can earn your 5 brownie points for your PR, as it's a verbal test and not a written exam test. Now let's talk about marking criteria. Though today I'll be giving you just a brief idea of marking criteria, but the detailed video will follow up in our upcoming videos. The passing marks for NAATI CCL is 63 out of 90, wherein you will need to score a minimum of 29 in one dialogue set. Let's say you scored 29 in one dialogue set, then your second dialogue set score should be 34 in order to get 63, the passing marks of NAATI CCL. Now let's talk about what you are going to face on the day of your examination. If you are wondering what scenario you need to face at the main exam date, then let me briefly tell you what you can expect on the exam date. Anything you carry along with you won't be allowed inside the exam hall, though you will be provided with a pen and a paper for your note taking, and you will have to leave the paper on the table once your exam is over. There will be an invigilator with a laptop, recorder and microphone, so your translation will be recorded and marked later on by other examiners. You will be made to hear a conversation between two speakers, one who will be speaking in English and other on Lote, in our case Nepali, and you will hear a chime after each dialogue segment. When you hear the chime sound, you will need to start translation. Now let's talk about tips and tricks for passing NAATI CCL exam. You will be given a contextual scenarios with introduction, designation, job details and case scenario. It is important information that you will require at the course of your interpretation, but that's not required to be interpreted. It is a verbal interpretation test, not a written, as I told you before. If you are determined to ace the test on your first attempt, then you need to improve your habit of speaking in Nepali with your friends and practice every topic in Nepali. Do mock tests and practice vocabularies, that's very important. Start translating English news, journals and articles in Nepali, which will shape your mind. As I told you before, more detailed video will be in upcoming videos. So I'm just briefly covering on this video. Now let's talk about tips and tricks on your note-taking skills. Do not forget the context, what exactly the translation is about. Do not try to write everything in your notes because you have very short time period. Write down keywords like noun, adjective, verb, adverb, facts, names and figures in your notes. Write down in neat and clean handwriting so that it will be easy for you to understand and you won't misunderstand your words. Create your own abbreviations while taking notes. Take notes in either in English or Nepali, whichever language you feel comfortable with. Use question mark at the end of the questions and X for negative sentences. Pay attention to transitional words and conjunctions used in the sentence and note them. Now let's talk about NAATI CCL test registration, what you need to do. It's quite an easy process. You just go to mynaati.com website, then sign up, the form will be there, submit the new application, the form that you have filled in, then choose the credentialed community language that you are going to sit for. Submit the application without payment initially. You will be asked to provide passport copy and your passport size photograph as well. Once the application has been approved, they will ask you to select the date and also for the payment. You will have to carry the same ID proof that you have uploaded at the time of your test, otherwise you won't be allowed to sit for the test. The cost of NAATI CCL test is 800 inclusive of GST and test result is valid for 3 years only. With NAATI CCL certificate, you won't be able to practice as a certified translator or interpreter. The purpose of this CCL exam is just to gain you 5 points for your Australian PR, and it's valid for 3 years from the date of issue, after which you cannot use it to claim your 5 points. Hope this video was informational. Please subscribe to our channel and do let us know what topics related to NAATI you would like us to cover, and we will surely work on it. Thank you for your time and namaste.